The capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, is the city of peace and accord. Here, in the center of the Asian region, issues of world social, economic and cultural development are being addressed. Dozens of forums, summits and congresses on crucial international issues were held in Astana. Each of them became a landmark not only for Kazakhstan, but influenced the course of recent world history. This program is 20 Facts about Astana. 15 years ago, the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation hosted the first Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. This was a truly epochal event. Since then, Astana traditionally, every 3 years, welcomes representatives of the world's largest faiths. We'll tell you furthermore about how the meetings of religious figures are held. The Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, which was a pure form of pyramid, was built in Astana in 2006. People assign an epithet, the eighth wonder of the world, to this pyramid. And really, it has something to surprise. Built by the famous architect Norman Foster, it uses golden section proportions in its design. Some 2,000 people were involved into design and construction of the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation. It took 13 months to build it. Images of 130 pigeons are painted on the windows of the building from the 3rd to the 8th floor. It was designed by the Brian Clark, architectural artist. The pigeons symbolize 130 nationalities that live peacefully in Kazakhstan. It is in this small hall, which is at the top of the pyramid, that the Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions is held every 3 years. The idea of construction of the pyramid, which would become a place of meeting of the representatives of different religions and represent the desire of a young, independent state to peace, belongs to the head of the state, Nursultan Nazarbayev. He proposed to build an unusual building at the first Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, but first things first. In 2003, the head of the state, Nursultan Nazarbayev, put forward an unprecedented idea of holding an interreligious forum in the capital of Kazakhstan. It is then the Astana becomes a meeting point for spiritual leaders and a popular dialogue platform. The first Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions became an epochal event at the beginning of the 21st century. The idea of holding this meeting was supported by many influential politicians of the world. The forum was attended by 17 delegations from religious confessions of the world, such as Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and others. According to the head of the state, the dialogue between the leaders of religions, built on the basis of trust and mutual understanding, should open broad prospects for international cooperation in this area. This is the only way to overcome violence, extremism, and terrorism. The theme of unity of the interreligious world is one of the most pressing issues. Not every state pays enough attention and holds events on such a scale. Courage or experience is not enough, and the forum in Astana has become a platform of international level.
Қазақстанда қазіргі уақытта мына 2003 жылдан бастап мінекей 6-шы съезд өткізуге дайындық жасап жатырмыз.
As a result of the forum, the declaration was adopted. It stated that the promotion of values of tolerance and justice should be the goal of any religious preaching. Experts called the last Congress an extraordinary and memorable event.
Олар басқа бір жерде, басқа мемлекетте, осы күнделікті экономистер сияқты, саясаткерлер сияқты бас қосып жатқан жоқ.
Leaders of world religions do not meet every day, such as economists and political scientists. They even in some cases do not recognize each other. And to gather all representatives of religions and discuss pressing issues is a huge work. For example, there were leaders who even avoided handshakes, but we became witnesses of how they came to an agreement during several dialogues held in Astana.
Сұхбаттарды жиі сұхбаттардың ішінде үндері, пікірлері сәйкес келіп бір-біріне қошамет жасап, өздерінің осы арада өзара ынтымақтастық туралы пікірлерге келген куә болдық.
3 years later, the Second Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions was held in Astana, and this time the guests were greeted at the new Palace of Peace and Reconciliation specially built for it. 29 delegations took part in the work of the Second Forum. July 1st, 2009, the Third Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, Astana welcomes more than 400 people in 77 delegations from 35 countries. The spiritual leader of one of the oldest religions, Homi Burjor Hala, president of the Cultural Foundation of Zarathustra World, took part in the forum for the first time. The forum was given special status by the presence of influential state, public and scientific figures. In May 2012, 85 delegations from 40 countries took part in the work of the Fourth Congress. The main event on the eve of the forum was the first meeting of the Council of Religious Leaders. It included representatives of 14 religions of the world. These are really significant figures, people who have great authority. It was decided that the Council would strengthen the dialogue platform in partnership with other international organizations.
Нельзя не порадоваться тому, что при участии государственных структур
We cannot but be glad that with the participation of state structures, the leaders of the world and traditional religions have an excellent opportunity to come together and reflect on how to meet the challenges that are common not only for our religious communities, but for most of the world's nations. Nursultan Abishevich somehow correctly compared religion with a bird. A bird hovering over fields, forests and cities is a wonderful symbol close to the spiritual worldview. Faith gives a person the opportunity to tear himself away from a flat earthly being and, as if from a bird's eye view, see the world events in their perspective to understand their true meaning. Congresses of leaders of world and traditional religions every year become even more representative. Fifth Forum was held during a difficult situation at the time of growing global geopolitical tensions. In different parts of the world, conflicts on ethnic and religious grounds were arising. That is why the main theme of the event was Dialogue for Peace and Development, because it is the readiness to compromise that is the starting point in strengthening stability in the world.
Astana, благодаря съезду мировых...
Thanks to the Congress of the World and Traditional Religion, Astana is becoming a place where the modern history of interreligious relations is being made. We see how various conflicts that might arise disappear, do not develop because religious leaders find ways to communicate. We believe that the significance of these events will only grow with each new Congress, and the Congress of World and Traditional Religions will bring many more good fruits for the whole world, for the whole public.
И съезд мировых традиционных религий еще принесет много добрых плодов для всего мира, для всей общественности.
It is expected that the 6th Congress of Religious Leaders will be held in October this year.
Биылғы өтетін съезд оның 15 жылдығымен тұспа-тұс келіп отыр.
The Congress of this year coincides with its 15th birthday. During this period, the forum was widely recognized by the world community and became a popular brand of Kazakhstan's foreign policy. At that time, many world scientists and religious scholars took part in the Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. All religions on earth are based on peace, security, and global harmony, and when it comes to war and conflict, it always brings bad luck.
Бейбітшілікке, қауіпсіздік пен ғаламдық үйлесімділікке негізделген. Ал соғыс пен қақтығыс болса, ол әркез жаза басушылыққа жол ашады.
Representatives of the largest faiths of the world will again be hospitably received by our capital. However, Kazakhstan has much to teach. During the years of independence, our country, under the leadership of its leader, was able to create its own unique model of interethnic and interfaith harmony. Therefore, the unique Kazakhstan experience is more in demand than ever at the global level against the backdrop of the conflicts that arise in the world.